In recent years, the image of Bruce Willis has shifted in a way few could have imagined. Once known for his sharp wit, explosive action roles, and unmistakable screen presence, Bruce now lives a far quieter life shaped by a progressive neurological illness. Those closest to him have shared that he never fully seemed to connect the dots about medical interventions or the reasons behind many difficult decisions. What remains most painful is not the loss of wealth or status, but the gradual fading of connection. Even surrounded by care, comfort, and family, silence has become the defining reality. His gaze, once so expressive on screen, now carries meaning without words. No amount of money or preparation can soften the emotional weight of watching a loved one slowly retreat inward. For the Willis family, this period has been less about fame and more about learning how to love, protect, and grieve someone who is still physically present but emotionally distant. A career that built more than fame. Bruce Willis earned his place among Hollywood's most recognizable stars through decades of work that blended charisma, grit, and emotional range. Films like Die Hard, The Sixth Sense, Pulp Fiction, and Armageddon did more than dominate box offices. They built a long-lasting professional legacy. At his peak, Bruce commanded some of the highest salaries in the industry, often negotiating profit participation deals that ensured financial stability long after the cameras stopped rolling. Those decisions reflected foresight rather than excess, allowing his career to support his family well into the future. Even after stepping away from acting in 2022 due to health concerns, the structure of his past work continued to generate income. Yet within the family, these numbers became secondary. What once represented success slowly turned into reminders of a life that could no longer be lived in the same way. Preparing for an unthinkable reality. Long before his condition became severe, Bruce took steps to protect his family from uncertainty. With guidance from professionals, he helped establish a trust structure designed to manage assets responsibly and ensure fairness among his loved ones. The system placed oversight in the hands of his wife, Emma Hemming Willis, while clearly outlining long-term care priorities and future distribution for all 5 children. These preparations were practical, but carrying them out proved emotionally devastating. Every document signed felt less like financial planning and more like a quiet farewell. Even necessary decisions such as selling properties to simplify care and reduce risk came with emotional cost. The family did not argue over money. They mourned what each transaction symbolized. Stability was never in question, but acceptance was. Managing a future without Bruce's voice became an ongoing act of strength and restraint. Emma Hemming Willis and the weight of care. As Bruce's condition progressed, Emma became the central figure holding together both his care and the family's practical responsibilities. Her role extended far beyond that of a spouse. She coordinated medical teams, adapted living environments, and made difficult choices intended solely to preserve Bruce's comfort and dignity. At the same time, she carried the responsibility of overseeing finances, trusts, and long-term planning. Emma has spoken openly about the emotional toll of this dual role, explaining that every decision is tied to memory and loss. Numbers on paper are never just numbers when they represent time, health, and goodbye. Despite the pressure, she has consistently emphasized that her actions are guided by love and necessity rather than control. Her strength has been quiet and deliberate, shaped by the understanding that protecting Bruce now means making choices he can no longer voice himself. Children. Facing different versions of their father. Bruce Willis's 5 daughters experience his illness through very different emotional lenses. His 3 eldest daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah, remember a father who was active, expressive, and deeply involved in their lives. They carry memories of conversations, advice, and shared moments that now feel painfully distant. His younger daughters, Mabel and Evelyn, have only known him during his quieter years when rest and care shaped daily routines. For them, love is expressed through presence rather than conversation. The family works intentionally to maintain connection, reading to him, playing music, and simply sitting nearby. Even without response, these rituals matter. They create continuity in a situation defined by loss. Each daughter grieves differently, but all share the same ache of knowing their father is still here, yet increasingly unreachable. Understanding the diagnosis. Bruce Willis was diagnosed with frontotemporal degeneration, a neurological condition that gradually affects communication, behavior, and cognitive function. Unlike sudden illness, this disease unfolds slowly, forcing families to adapt in stages. Early signs appeared subtly through forgotten lines, slower reactions, and fatigue during his final projects. As symptoms progressed, Bruce withdrew from acting entirely to focus on care. Over time, speech diminished and communication became limited to facial expressions and fleeting gestures. Doctors have explained that while stability can be maintained, recovery is not possible. Bruce remains conscious and can recognize familiar faces, but meaningful interaction has largely disappeared. For his loved ones, this reality is both heartbreaking and grounding. Each day is structured around comfort, calm, and minimizing stress, prioritizing quality of life over any attempt to reclaim the past. A home designed for peace and safety. As Bruce's needs increased, the family made the painful decision to transition him into a separate living space specifically designed for neurological care. The move was not about distance, but protection. With trained professionals available at all times, the environment offers safety, routine, and reduced stimulation. Emma has shared that this choice was one of the hardest she has ever made, but also one of the most necessary. It allows Bruce to exist in a quieter world, free from risks that could cause distress or harm. Family visits continue regularly, though they are now defined by stillness rather than conversation. In rare shared images, Bruce appears calm, often seated beside Emma or his daughters. His physical appearance has changed, but his eyes retain a warmth that his family describes as unmistakably his. When presence no longer means connection, one of the most painful truths the Willis family has had to accept is that presence does not always equal connection. Bruce is there, aware on some level, yet unable to respond or participate as he once did. Rumor Willis has spoken candidly about reviewing legal documents and feeling an overwhelming void once they are closed. Others describe sitting beside him, waiting for a small reaction that confirms he still feels their love. These moments are quiet, heavy, and deeply personal. There is no dramatic closure, only an ongoing adjustment to absence that exists alongside physical presence. In this space, the family has learned to redefine love, letting go of expectations and embracing what remains, however limited it may be. A family balancing responsibility and emotion. Bruce Willis's family structure is complex, shaped by 2 marriages, shared histories, and different generations of children. Emma carries legal authority over assets and care, while Bruce's older daughters understandably wish to remain informed and included. Although all actions are governed by previously established legal frameworks, emotional distance can still arise. Decisions about selling property or reallocating resources affect everyone, even when fairness is preserved. Demi Moore, Bruce's former wife, has remained present in family life without stepping into financial or medical decision-making roles. Her quiet support reflects respect rather than detachment. Despite moments of tension, the family's shared focus remains Bruce himself. The challenge lies not in division, but in navigating grief, responsibility, and love simultaneously. A legacy beyond wealth and film. Bruce Willis's journey is more than a catalog of iconic roles or financial success. It is a story of perseverance, family devotion, and grace under pressure. From overcoming childhood obstacles to navigating fame without losing himself, his life reflects intentional choices grounded in principle. Today, his legacy lives on not only through films, but through the way his family carries him forward with respect and love. Wealth could not stop illness, but it enabled preparation. Fame could not prevent loss, but it never defined his worth. Bruce Willis leaves behind an enduring lesson about facing life's hardest moments with dignity, resilience, and quiet strength, even when the spotlight has long faded.